And this moment still to this day haunts me in my dreams sometimes.
Oh, so you got to see the enemy face to face.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
scary as fuck.
Oh,
When you
tell
see
us.
a barrel pointed at you and you just look down this barrel and you think I'm gonna die right now. I saw his finger squeezing the trigger, and you survive after that. It's like you're born again. Telling them that they will surrender. Ukrainians were telling them that they will surrender, but as soon as the SL got in, they started fire on them, like open fire on them. I remember this mission because me and Hussein were talking about the movie. We are stacked up at the door and we were talking with him, like really silent, like talking with him, like, "Hey, did you watch that Godzilla movie?" He's like, "No, I didn't watch that yet."
No, no, no.
So probably that's why they opened fire. I don't
Oh
know.
my
They didn't want
God.
any spoilers.
No way. You watch my videos
And
on the front?
yeah, we had nothing else to do.
My friends, thank you for your patience. I just got back to the headquarters. This is a special episode I recorded a couple days ago. Essentially, a Chechen fighter Callsign ZULU reached out to me because I already interviewed a lot of veterans because of this book, and he wanted to share his combat experience at the Battle of Mariupol with you. If you're interested in watching the full interview with all the details, it will be available exclusively on Patreon. The link will be in the description below. Thank you to everyone that has already supported the channel, and welcome to the headquarters.
So I'm very pleased to introduce you to Zulu, a Chechen fighter. And how about you present yourself?
Well, not much to tell about myself, but I've been fighting in police forces and Ministry of Internal Affairs for 3 years approximately. I don't remember it right now. And at the end of my career, I signed a contract with Russian MO and went to fight in Ukraine. But I fell for it. I was young. I was hot-blooded and all that stuff. I need money, so I fell for it. I signed the MO contract.
On
Went
what
down to
date?
on February 28th. It was the last day, I guess. Yeah,
Oh, February 28th, 2022.
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
and
Okay,
we
okay.
right away they started training us. We have that. How do you call it? Education center for police force in Gudermes. We
Hmm.
went down there and we started like effective training. After training, we went right down the shithole in Ukraine to Mariupol.
Okay.
So the city was already being sieged,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got there and my eyes were like, "Holy shit! That's not like what we've been doing at like any time." And like, I mean, it's not like anything we've been doing in my whole life. Like we
Can
would
you
do
describe your first
regular
day at the front, like in details?
first day at the front. They put us in a ditch, like how you call
A
this thing?
trench.
A trench, yeah, a
Uh,
trench. There was like a whole base built under the trench, uh, and we had to go to the barracks and put our belongings there. Our commander would tell us what to do and what our plans are. And yeah, that was my first day. We didn't fire any bullets our first
Mm-hmm.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Like in when I was in the police, we would do like door kicking and all those missions, like
Mm-hmm.
storming houses and all that stuff, getting the drug dealers and weapons dealers and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
the war wasn't like anything I ever saw there.
Oh.
Like it was like constant shelling from our side and from their side. No, it was like a beginning of like a whole conflict. That's why Ukraine still
Mm-hmm.
had ammunitions
Yeah.
for the artillery, and they were shelling us all the time.
Oh. Okay.
And the fact that you're a trained soldier, you're a trained fighter, but one shell can end your life in a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's what terrified me, like to the death.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was my first day.
Wow.
Any questions?
Well, I think. What day did you reach the front?
It was in March, mid. Wait, not March.
Yeah, March.
Yeah, it was like end of the March. Yeah,
End of March. And end of March, according to my notes, the Chechens took control of the left bank of Mariupol, right?
yeah. Chechens were like at the left, at the west part of the Mariupol. We were stationed there to wait till the assault units go forward, and our unit's job was like clearing all the remaining stuff,
Oh, okay, okay. So the second
like
wave. Okay.
basements, apartments,
Um,
and all that. So we're just doing the same thing we were doing at the police force.
oh, right. And
Yeah.
so it was the
So
west side, or because I know there were some Chechens in the east side in Azovstal too.
yeah, like we were on the west side.
Okay, so there were multiple units on different fronts.
Eastern
Okay.
Chechens,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Eastern Chechens were mostly like experienced soldiers who already like served a couple of years and all
Oh,
like
okay.
in the MO. We were
Mm-hmm.
the first volunteers who joined in, and we did the sweep in, search and destroy, all that stuff of missions. We didn't do like full assaults, full on assaults for on the city.
Can you talk about
And
your first sweeping mission?
my first sweeping mission was we had the squads. We had 6 people in squads,
Okay.
uh, and 3 of us were volunteers, and 3 of us were like experienced soldiers
Okay.
who would tell us what to do and where to hide and how do you sweep the building and all that stuff. So my first mission was just learning, to be honest.
Okay.
And we after our after 2 or 3 missions where I got like acknowledged and acclimatized to the war and everything that's happening around. So I was able to lead my men that I was leading in police.
Oh, you became leader, like squad leader?
Yeah, after our squad leader got
Oh.
hit.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Uh,
So the
and
first
I
three
was
missions there was no fighting, right?
there was fightings, but like we
Oh,
were
okay.
just sitting at the back. We were like just the newbies, you know. They wouldn't let us
Mm,
do all the thing. We were just covering corners and all that stuff. The
okay,
guys who
okay.
threw grenades and all that stuff were like the experienced guys.
Okay. Was the training that you got, did it help you or it was totally new thing?
How do I say it? How do I put it? Because the training showed us how to fire our guns. We had AK-12s on our trainings. How to fire a
Mhm.
machine gun, how to fire a rocket launcher, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Mm, but mostly it consisted of endurance training. You know, no
Hmm.
tactics whatsoever. They didn't tell us how to do this, how to do that. Like I mean, in specific
Hmm.
tactics of the mission, but they gave us general training. And
Okay.
I was wrong about the 2 month. It was 1 month at the training center, and second month was like a more of a my own training acclimatization or something like that, getting
Oh,
used to it. You
okay,
know.
okay. Okay, okay, I
Yeah, but
see.
officially, we got 3 months of training, so we're like
Mm,
great warriors or something like that. You know.
mm, hmm. Okay, okay, I see. So the first missions, you cover corners. Did you ever see the enemy in the first missions or not?
Well, when we were in the trenches, they were far away, like 800 and 900 meters away.
Okay.
But it all like depended on the timeline of the conflict.
Hmm.
Because when the assault brigades go through, we go through right after.
Yes.
So we sweep the buildings right after. And
Great.
that's when we got like face-to-face contact with enemy.
Oh, so you got to see the enemy face to face.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
scary as fuck.
Oh. Oh.
When you
Tell
see
us.
a barrel pointed at you, and you just look down this barrel and you think I'm gonna die right now, and you survive after that, it's like you're born again.
So summary: you get to you do 1 month of training in Chechnya, then you do 1 month of acclimatization of a warm up in Mariupol. Like you see some fighting, but the experienced guys do the bulk of it. You cover
Yeah,
corners, you suppressive fire, and everything. All right.
yeah.
Then after that, how was it leading the assault yourself? Can you tell us
Well, let's
about one of
start
the
by
missions
saying
that you
that
remember?
how the first missions went. A lot
Yeah.
of Ukrainians, after the first assault of Mariupol, after we were sweeping the buildings, we would call them out, like, "We're coming, better like surrender. You better surrender
Okay.
because we're coming and we're gonna throw grenades in your bunkers or in your basements."
Mhm.
Many of them would surrender.
Oh, okay.
There was a guy. His last name was Klimenko or something. I can't tell you exactly right now, but it's had the NKO on at the end.
Hmm.
And he and with his squad, they were hiding in a basement with civilians inside.
Okay.
So we told them that we're coming. We're gonna like drop on you right now, so you better surrender. And they told us that they have civilians inside,
Hmm.
that we don't shoot and don't throw any grenades, and they will just surrender themselves.
Hmm.
And this guy was like, he got my respect, because he didn't want to endanger civilians.
Hmm.
He didn't want to endanger his own soldiers.
Hmm.
And I don't know, he was like, he showed us that we're all soldiers just on a separate side of the front.
How old
We're
was
all
he?
people. I don't know, he looked old though.
Okay.
He didn't look really old, but he was like in the 30s or 40s, something like that.
Okay. Okay. And what happened then?
And they just surrendered. We pointed our guns at them, so because we were expecting something that would go off or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we escorted them back to our base without their weapons and put them, I don't know, send them to Rosguardia units because they were doing all this stuff at the back of our fronts.
Mm. And how many surrendered?
There was like 4 guys left,
Okay.
including the squad leader, and I don't know, 7 or 8 civilians.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Most of them women and old men.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Did some surrender missions go off? Did sometimes was there fake surrendering?
They try to do that stuff, but we're all police officers, and we watch for the rapid movements of your hands, and we tell them to keep their hands visible all the time. And
Mm.
if we don't have the hand ties, we have to
Hmm.
just deal with them like this. Uh, But yeah, of course, like there were squads in our left flank that had the same thing happen to them. Like squad was telling them that they will surrender. Ukrainians were telling them that they will surrender. But as soon as the SL got in, they started fire on them, like open fire on them. And
Okay.
that's where this guy just lost his leg and not lost his leg, but he was shot in the leg 2 times and shot in the left hand like 1 or 2 times. I don't know. I remember.
Hmm. Can you tell us about one of the missions you remember intensely that you took part in, like some house clearing mission, basement?
Yeah, there was a mission with my friend called. I don't want to like really tell his name. He was.
Mhm.
Let's say his name was Hussein.
Okay.
And we were Six guys of us, six guy squad. We were clearing the second second level of the apartment.
Okay.
There were something somebody said that there were we had intel that there were Azov battalion hiding in there, like part of the Azov battalion hiding in there. So we went like mm, all prepared with no hesitation because they would know those guys don't surrender. Yeah. So this mission starts. We go in with no hesitation. There was no fire after the assault brigade went away when it went
Mhm.
forward. So we were thinking maybe they're just passed away or something like that because there were no movement here. We heard no movement on the second floor.
Mhm.
We were stacked up at the wall right near the door, and Hussein he just went to check the door, just lean on it to check it
Yeah.
for noises. I don't know if he checked too hard or they heard something or they saw something, but they started blasting away at the door. Luckily, no one got
Okay.
hurt that time, and we just
Okay.
started throwing grenades inside, and that's how it went with the Azov battalion.
So
And
you just
me and I remember this mission because me and Hussein were talking about the movie. We're stacked up at the door and we're talking with him like really really silent, like talking with him like, "Hey, did you watch that Godzilla movie?" He's like, "No, I didn't watch that yet."
no, no, no.
So probably that's why they opened fire. I don't know. They
Oh
didn't
my
want any
god.
spoilers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And okay, so how did this firefight end? You left the building or you continued the mission?
We continued the mission. We were throwing grenades inside, and after everything went down, everything exploded, and we had no more grenades. We had no armor to just blow up the building, like from the side, from the window.
Hmm.
And right when they wanted to get in the building, when we wanted to get in the building, our squad leader got shot.
So you said after you had no more grenades and everything, you talked about the squad leader and it cut.
And that was his fatal decision because he got hit by the couple guys that were left in there. They were pretending to be dead. I don't know, to be honest. And we just opened fire on the direction of the enemy. Then it
Mm,
was quiet. But squad leader got hit in the abdomen. That's why I tell him use the assault vest, not like those plate carriers, little plate carriers. He got hit in the
mhm,
abdomen. He went back home. So our guys were pretty experienced in close combat fighting because we're like ex
mhm,
SWAT team or something like that.
mm,
Mm, that's why we had our bags. We checked the doors. We go in. We always control everything, every
mhm,
inch of the apartment. We were controlling it.
mhm,
So that's what maybe saved my life. I don't know,
mhm,
because shit was insane. If you go outside, I was more terrified to go outside the building
mhm,
that we're storming
mhm,
than sit inside of it because there was constant shelling going on.
mhm. Was snipers a problem?
Snipers were big, huge pain in the ass.
Mhm,
Usually, we had a BTR sitting in the back. They won't help us with clearing the apartments, but they were like anti-sniper vehicles or something.
okay.
Because we would call in the radio, our team leader would call in the radio to the BTR guy, give him the coordinates, and he would just blow up this whole window where he was sitting in.
And can you explain a little bit the tactics that you used to counter snipers apart from the BTR? So how does it happen? Because imagine you walk on the street and
Mhm.
the sniper is gonna fire first, right?
Yeah.
How do you avoid this kind of scenario?
Usually, like if you know that you're going in a rough alley, that there's gonna be enemies, you would turn on your contacts so you hear where the direction goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And if the shots come out and the shots fired, you immediately take cover,
Mm-hmm.
try to locate
Mm-hmm.
the sound of it, and then you just report back because it's not our job to counter snipe.
Oh,
We
okay, okay.
report there was sound of sniper, there's sniper on this side, and they
Mm-hmm.
would just through the binoculars they would just check up for him.
Oh, okay, okay. I see, I
And
see.
they always told us not don't try to locate the sniper because it's not your job. You have
Mm-hmm.
to your job is to clear buildings, not like counter snipe
Okay,
someone or
okay.
something like that.
Very interesting. What about mines? Did you encounter mines?
Lots of leaf mines, like those green ones,
Mm-hmm.
and there were like trap mines too under the equipment. Usually, they was done by Azov soldiers. If we go to this building and there were or there are Azov battalions, Azov fighters, after them there would always be mines in the apartments
Mm.
because there's a mine called MN 50 or something like that. It stands for Mina Najimnaya. It means the uh, mine that you step on.
Oh,
Or
yeah. Okay,
there's
yeah.
another mine that says um, something like ML 50. It's Mina Lavushko. It says mine trap. So you
Mm.
place an equipment like something like armor vest on this mine.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
take the armor vest, you're gonna blow up.
Okay, okay. Okay.
And there were
Mm.
lots of improvised explosive devices done by the regular soldiers, like putting a grenade on the stick and taking the pin off. But usually, all this stuff is cleared by sappers
Okay.
before we go inside the building. So,
Okay, okay,
but
I
still,
see.
we have to stay vigilant because they don't go inside the same apartment, though.
Okay,
So yeah,
so the before attacking, the path you would use would be cleared by the sappers. You follow that path safely, and then you assault the or clear the area.
yeah, we're one of
And
the last guys who would jump into the conflict, though. We would
mm-hmm,
stay in the
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
back when the assault brigades and sappers are working. We would stay in the back, counter our reserves and all that stuff, reload our
mm-hmm.
magazines. You know how it goes, and just go inside like the last team that goes inside the conflict zone. Were us
Mm.
just clearing off.
And
That's like people who are there.
I know a lot of people would be interested to know what equipment you would use, what gear you would use before going on a mission. How much ammo? How many grenades? Like,
Regular soldier who goes like a regular assault soldier, assault regiment would use like 8 magazines and assault vests. 8 magazines, assault vests, 3 grenades, 2 smoke grenades,
mhm.
and usual equipment like VKPO equipment. They gave us like the MPL 50s, the shovels, the infamous shovels we took Bakhmut with, and we had
Yeah.
our little bags on our asses. We were filled with our ammunition, like 300 rounds of 545 or something like that would be in this pack on our ass pack. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what we call it, ass pack. And
okay.
we had like on standard we have to have 8 magazines
Hmm.
inside our vest, one inside the gun,
Hmm.
and our IFAKs and all that stuff. You know that. Um, we had 6B 43 or no 47 was a helmet. 43 was the vest.
Hmm.
6B 47 helmet and 6B 43 the vest from Escape from Tarkov. People probably know that from Escape from Tarkov. It was called Zabralo, and we would put the abdomen. How do you call it? Abdomen
Vest.
protection.
Okay.
Like we would put the regular vest on, and we had like extra abdomen protection like this. It would go.
Okay.
The plate goes in, then
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
balls
yeah.
is on you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And we
Yeah.
had those shoulder pads filled with
Hmm.
Kevlar, but many would probably just take them off,
Oh, why?
because it immobilized you a lot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it would only take uh, like shrapnel or something like that, or a PM round. It would only stop that PM round or a shrapnel, not many things. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
shot in the shoulder, it will be even worse for you if the bullet goes through the Kevlar and hits your shoulder.
Oh, okay, okay. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. And you got me intrigued with that mission you said when you had the barrel towards you. What
yeah.
happened that day?
It was not a regular mission by any means. It was not a basement. It was not an apartment. It was like an abandoned uh, a factory building. In Azovstal, there's a lot of factories,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Azov style
and there
factories.
was a
Yes.
factory, like a two-story building in the factory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're sitting on top of the building, and the guys started coming out from the bunkers. I don't know where they came out, but it was a surprise for us where we're sitting on the second floor of the building. It
Mm.
was right in the Azovstal when there was reports that we tried to do some assault uh, on Azovstal when they were just bulking up their forces right in the bunkers. We
Mm-hmm.
tried to clear through, but we nothing worked out because of that. Because there was a system of tunnels, system of the
Mm-hmm.
bunker system, because you can just
Yeah.
enter from this side, go out from another side, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they would maneuver like in Vietnam in these tunnels,
Mm.
and we
Mm-hmm.
had
Mm-hmm.
no balls to go in there because it's like a certain death.
Mm. Okay.
So we're taking positions at the factories on the second floor of the factory, and those were and Ukrainians came on the first floor.
Okay.
And
From
there
the
was intense
underground to the
firefighting.
first floor.
Yeah, from the underground to the first floor. We
Okay.
didn't notice them
Mm.
because we were focusing on our binoculars and our sights on right the central part of Azovstal,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
just went right from the underground to the first level, and we didn't notice them in time.
Mm.
There was our improvised mine traps. We used improvised
Mm-hmm.
mine traps on the first floor. So one of them went off right when they were on the first floor.
Mm.
The grenade blows up. The grenade explodes, and the firefight starts. We just start spraying on the first floor after we know that this is enemy, because there was no squads in the factory, and we told that no squads are allowed in this factory because we can shoot you if we don't know if
Mm.
you're friendly or a foe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the firefight started after we start spraying on the first floor. The mag is empty after the spraying is done. And I look down just to check the what's going on. And there's a barrel sticking out the wall like this. The guy just pushed himself like this, and the barrel was looking straight at me. And I just zoomed in this barrel. I even saw the rifling of the barrel. I remember
No.
it was an AKM. Yeah, I just zoomed in the barrel. I just froze there. And I don't know how I survived because he started firing and I just pushed away from that. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe the battle wasn't looking at me, but maybe I thought about it. Maybe I was like too focused on it. But Allah saved me this time,
Wow.
and I just pushed myself away because I was frozen. When I saw every inch of the movement he made with the gun. I saw the gun come out. I saw the barrel. I saw his fingers squeezing the trigger. That's why I pushed myself back. This was like all in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
And this moment still to this day haunts me in my dreams sometimes. Sometimes it comes up and I'm like, oh, this again.
Mm.
Yeah, and I pushed myself away. We lost two men there on the second floor. We were saved by other squads who were coming in this first floor, like to save
Mm.
us. They pushed forward to save us so we can save
Mm.
our asses there.
Okay. How many were you on the first floor? The second floor. How
Uh,
many?
there was two squads. There were two
Okay.
squads. One is recon team,
Mm-hmm.
for reconnaissance, and second squad was ours. So we were just providing cover
Okay.
and clearing the factory as we went. So it
Okay.
was like 12 or 13 guys were there,
Mm-hmm.
and two didn't make it back home. And
Yeah.
one of those missions, when I was leading a squad, you can see my eye. This eye is a little. It looks like a lazy eye
Mm-hmm.
because there was a mine explosion when I went in, and that metal dust just hit me in the eye because I had no eye pro. We're not Americans to use those fancy glasses. This metal shrapnel, it was like a little tiny, like metal dust hit me in the eye. Shrapnel was stuck in my shoulder pads and this thing.
Yeah.
How do you call it?
The sides, the hips. I don't know.
The left and right plates.
Okay.
The side plates, yeah, the side plates were in the shrapnel, and my shoulder was in the shrapnel. And here you can see scars. I don't know if you can see them. The
We
scars
we
from the
we,
shrapnel
we we
from the
can't
mine
really
right
see,
here
but
on my hand.
maybe if you send me the pictures, I can post it when I edit. Okay, so that happened after the firefight. I assume, right? So a couple days after.
The mine thing was like my first day of leading the squad.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
just went inside like nothing's gonna happen. And I just blow right out there.
okay. And what happened then? Wow.
It was a tripwire mine or something like that.
Okay. So, and what happened after you got wounded?
The guys just pulled me out there.
Mm-hmm.
Decided to. I was looking for my IFAC all the time. I was lying there inside of that building. I was looking for my IFAC on myself. I
For
got it.
what?
I
For
was in the
what?
middle of bandaging myself for
Okay.
my
Yeah.
IFAC, individual first aid kit. Yeah, and I got those,
Mm,
S-March things. I got that one
okay.
out, and I was in the middle of tying myself up when this guy just starts pulling me, and I'm like, "Stop
Okay.
doing that! I want to tie myself up." What the fuck are
Okay.
you doing? So I was in panic, to be honest.
Okay. And you were brought to the rear, and the mission was stopped. I assume, right?
Yeah, the mission was stopped. I was brought to the rear. We pulled off. We pulled back. I treated my injuries, but it wasn't like anything lethal. My eye
Yeah.
was bleeding a bit, but it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Okay.
a lethal thing, or I wasn't. I was able to fight more. That's what they said.
Okay. And how long did it take you to recover from this?
Recovery went fast because those were a little bit scars here, not too deep, because it was that
Okay.
green leaf mine.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was a leaf mine on the tripwire.
Mm, okay.
It wasn't too deep, so the hand recovered quickly. But the main problem is this eye. I still go to the eye doctors to see that.
Do you have an example of what you mean by listening to your men?
Um, I mean, there was a situation where we had the second team, like second SL, like my reserve SL, and we had to go through the uh, I don't know what was it. Go through the yard at the backstage of
Mm-hmm.
the house, and he says that he wants to come with me, so like he could provide cover. He
Mm-hmm.
took two guys with me as an escort when we were moving through there. So the back like the back guys should cover us. We go through, and we
Mm-hmm.
cover the guys on the rear. They go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were doing this, and my SL2 says like he wants to come with us. So we both commanders would be in safety if we go through there. Both commanders would be in safety right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, yeah, we can do that. So SL2 will want to come with me.
Yeah.
So he'll be in immediate safety with me to, like, if we cross first, he thought that
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be safer or something.
Yeah.
And I told him, yeah, we can do that, like, but we'll see. And the time comes, we have to cross over, and I tell him to stay with the squad. So we go inside in the alley, and the when I go inside there and the squad is covering me, it's minefield everywhere. It wasn't like a asphalt road or something like that. There was no road. There was like dirt road,
Yeah.
and there were like anti-personnel mines everywhere there. And I was
Hmm.
stuck. You know what to do in the minefield? You just stay in place. You don't do anything. You don't go back. You don't go forward. You don't sit down. You just stay in place. So that's where I called my squad leader in the radio and told him to call for sappers because I'm stuck in the fucking minefield right now. And if
Yeah. Yeah.
he was there, he wouldn't be able to do anything because when you're on a minefield, you can't even find words to was more useful in there than with me. But I tried to listen to him, but made my own decision on the front, on the goal. That's what.
Okay.
And he later told me that it was a good decision not to bring me there, probably because he didn't want to be in the minefield. But still,
Okay. Oh, I see. So how did you get out of that minefield?
the sappers came. They showed us the safest road, and we just stepped out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
They tried to disarm a couple of mines behind us. We were like two lines of mines inside. I don't know how we did not blow up there, but we were like two minefields, no, two
Oh
mine
my
lines
God.
inside, like a couple of meters, three
My
meters inside
God.
of the minefield. Three of us, and this guy, the third guy who was showing us there were signs that this is a minefield. You
No.
go through, and
Oh.
there's plastic things like plastic cardboard or plastic covers um, for the crates that mines come in. We're going through, we're looking everywhere in front of us. This guy tells me there's a plastic pack right there, and we immediately stop. That's that's it. We're in the minefield, three lines deep in the minefield. That's it. We
Horrible.
have no
Horrible.
communication whatsoever except our squad leaders.
Yeah.
And he called in the sapper team. We spent there like 3.5 hours or something like that,
No.
staying just in place. Yeah.
Oh my God. That must have seemed like an eternity.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was hungry like a beast after that. All of
So you
my
had to stay
calories went into
standing.
maintaining. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God. You can't move. Oh wow.
Yeah, you
Did
can't
you?
move an inch because if you do, you're
Yeah.
gonna lose it. Thank you for listening to me and helping me to make my experience known.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to let everyone know what's happening on the front or what's happening right around the
Yeah.
corner at the Ukrainian
Yeah.
war. I got personal experience, because we always review it as maps as what's happening
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
We
For
just
sure.
do the red checking for Russia and the blue one for other side. And I just always wanted to
Yeah. Yeah.
tell
Yeah. For
the
sure.
people what it's like to be on these red squares and red territory.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Very interesting. And thank you. Thank you for participating, Zulu. And we'll keep in touch.